I'm Katie.
I'm Dre.
And we've been married for 2.5
months.
Yeah, we got married March 10th. Oof. We started dating like late July.
Yeah.
Of 2023. And then we got engaged in December. So, not very...
Very quick. We met on the dating app Hinge, in which we're not too proud of that, but...
I don't love it, but I also understand and know that's how things are in 2024, but yeah.
And I was actually about to get off the app. Before that, it was kind of like a little pity date. I was like, oh, we've been talking, so before I get off, let me go see what she's talking about. And it turned out to be the love of my life. And she was at the beach too, so I didn't know. I was a little iffy about her. I was like, oh, she's at the beach by herself. I don't know about that.
I was in Cancun, which I was like, great, this doesn't look great. He thinks I'm like a crazy party girl, but I went on a last minute trip, like literally last minute trip with who was my boss at the time and a coworker. It was like a Thursday and we booked it for Friday. And I was like, great, this guy's gonna think I'm crazy and I'm a party girl, which I'm not, but yeah, and it's just a crazy story, but. And
we met up on like a Wednesday?
I think so.
At Whiskey Cake in Irving. She came in hardcore. First question she asked was, how much do you love the Lord? Like right out the gate.
Period.
But then I hit her with, I was like, he's my life. He's the center of everything I do. He's the reason I'm here right now. She wasn't expecting that.
No.
Then that hit her, and she's like, oh, okay, this man's real. Then we could continue the date, and we ended up staying up till 4 a.m. that night, just out walking around. And then that's when I knew. That's when I told her. That's when I knew. I was like, this is the girl. I'm gonna end up marrying this girl.
For me, my initial reaction was like, are you sure? Which I don't love, but the other hand, I was like, this is a breath of fresh air. Like, I feel like I'm like, oh, okay. Because I've asked men that and they'll tell me an answer, but not as powerful as what you said. Like, oh yeah, I love God, I have a good relationship with him. I'm like, okay. But then their actions are not following up what they said at all. And I'm like, okay, if your actions aren't backing that up, then your words aren't true. You're not where I would like my future husband to be. And so most of my dating experience was that. It was rough, it was hard, like it was really difficult. But when he said that, I was like, oh, like I was not prepared because I came in hot, like he said. Because I'm like, I'm 30 years old, I've been through the ringer and the trenches with dating, and I want to find my person. And I'm tired. Like my soul was tired. Like I didn't want to be doing this anymore.
Yeah, and I made a point to do actions and not talk a lot. Because there's a lot of, she wanted to know a lot about me. I was like, I don't want to tell you. I'd rather you just see it for yourself. And then I did prove it. I proved it to her that I was very serious about my intention.
Yeah, we did.
Your dad saw that too.
He did, and that's huge for me.
It was the reason I got into the dating pool was I didn't get on until I was ready to find like my wife, like officially. And I've heard about the apps, but I didn't know. I didn't know it was like that. And then to know when you go meet someone and then they're talking to 7 other people, like how can you get someone, they can like you, but then they might like the next guy tomorrow. Then you fall down here and it's like, it's gonna be hard to find my person like that. So that's why I was like, okay, I don't know if we can, I'll have to get off this and try to do it the old natural way. Okay. But then God gave me that one last one.
Save the best for last, I guess.
And what about you, Katie?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I was just on and off the apps throughout my 20s. I was a teacher at the time, and like, I'm not gonna date a coworker, and a lot of the people I work with are women. So I was like, how do I find someone who could be my person? So I was like, let me just try this and see. People were suggesting it. And so I think like mid-20s, I was like 25, 26. I was like, okay. And I was on and off and on, delete. Like it was just, because it was ruining my peace. So I had to take it in steps. And I was like, okay, if it's too much, then I need to delete the app, take a step back and like refocus. So with him, I was in a relationship at 28. That was my first boyfriend at 28, by the way, just a whole other thing. But And that didn't end well, so I took time off to recuperate because that hurt. And then when I got back on the app, I was like, okay, I'm intentional, and like I don't play games. Like I've never played games. I've been very honest and upfront with my relationship with God and how that's number one, and then my husband will be number two. Like, and so with him, I was like a little worried in the beginning just because I'm like, he's gonna have a like idea of who I am. I'm in Cancun right now with my boss and coworker, and he's like, huh? Like this doesn't make any sense. And so I was just very straightforward and just took it from there. But yeah, dating apps they're hard. They're tough for sure.
But we got out of them.
Praise God. Look at God.
It took a minute because was it the second date? Yeah, we met up again the next day. Was it the day after?
It was the day after the 2 days. I don't know.
Yeah, and she was like telling me, like, oh, well, I was talking to another guy. I was might meet up with him or something. I was like, but right then I was like, if you're serious about this, and everything you told me about God and finding your person, and I just told you everything, how serious I am. If you can't, like, if you're serious, I think you should cancel that date with him. And then she did it, and then she did.
I sure did. I said, sorry, sir.
And then she went out with me instead.
I taught middle school for 5 years and transitioned out of that, which was hard. And then I was a recruiter for a little bit, and then I was let go from that, which I did not. I've never been fired in my life. They straight up fired me. It was shady, but anyway. And then I was an event coordinator at Gateway Church, and so I was doing that, and just recently left, like a couple months ago, just because now I live over an hour away from South Lake. And yeah, so now I'm in a new chapter, just got married, so I'm trying to figure out what that looks like for me career-wise, and should I do something, should I not?
Tell me your stuff.
What?
She does a lot of things, but she's not talking about for some reason.
I'm on nonprofit, so that's, I guess, technically my full-time job right now, because I'm trying to grow that and spread the word and just strengthen that, which it's been hard, but it's something I'm passionate about. So.
Tell us about it. Tell us about your nonprofit. What's the name of it?
Jeremiah 1:5. Our mission is to help the homeless and high need communities in the DFW Metroplex. So we do like outreaches, homeless outreaches, where we literally hit the streets and pass out clothing and snacks and toiletries and socks, just like the basic necessities that we all take for granted. We do that in Dallas and Fort Worth. And then high need communities, that's just families that are low socioeconomic status, that maybe they're single parent families. And we help them like have a Thanksgiving. We'll buy 2 turkeys and give them canned goods and gift cards for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Well, this one was super special to me because it was a student of mine at the time. I gave him, like, his family, well, it's not just me, it's me and my best friend Holly, and all the volunteers that help us too. We gave them like a bike and food and gift cards and just allow them to have a Christmas. So that's kind of what we do in a nutshell. There's a lot more, but yeah, just looking to grow and help those people that are often overlooked or forgotten, unseen by society.
She's also doing a podcast too.
Is the podcast connected to the nonprofit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so how long have you been doing the podcast?
For me, I started as like a personal, like, spill the tea, because its name is Katie. You know, I love some hot gossip, okay? But then we kind of transitioned into lately, or most recently, like, hey, why doesn't this support our nonprofit? So, and keeping in line with the vision of Uplift the Unseen. So I have people on there from various communities, backgrounds, careers that maybe are different, or we don't talk about, like they were in sex work and now they're not, or they're a nurse. Like, nurses go untalked about all the time. Like, they do so much. Yeah, we're recording on Sunday, and he'll actually be my first guest. We're gonna talk about racism, adoption, interracial couple, like all the things that often don't get talked about in the church and outside the church. Like, that's what I'm all about. So it's still new, the whole like merging thing. So we'll see where it goes, but it's just a hobby right now for me.
It's gonna do good. It's gonna take off.
I I mean, any nonprofit will say this, but just consistent funding has been an issue, especially now with society and inflation and just our world and how chaotic that can be. But I just started actually a week or so ago, like a Give Me 5 campaign, just signing up to give $5 a month. And that goes literally directly, like I'm not getting paid. Holly, who is the co-founder, she's not getting paid, like no one's getting paid, just to be transparent. So all the money goes straight to those that are on the streets or those families that we do help during the holidays. And it means a lot. It means a lot because money is tight, and you know, I understand part of it is like I will have to use my own funds for it, and I'm fine doing that. But ultimately the goal is to not have to do that. So it's on our website, we're on Facebook, Instagram. Our website has a link just to donate. Yep, at the top it'll say donate. You just click on it, and then you can sign up for monthly, or you can sign up just for a one-time donation. But literally any bit helps. Like it's so thankful. I'm so thankful and so humbled by those that.
She has like little bins too. I own a gym, so I have one of her. It's like a little donate bin, so some of my members can put their clothes in that they don't use anymore, and then she picks them up on her event days, and we'll take them out there. So I own a gym. It's in Crandall, Texas. I've had it for about 3 years, and about maybe 4 months ago, we did a grand reopening. So I got new floors, new lights, and just a new vibe, and the website and everything, and better marketing for the gym. And so we just started again, and it's going really good. It's a full gym. We have a turf section, upper body and lower body circuit equipment, treadmills, Stairmasters, and place to do CrossFit if you wanted to, and vending machines. It's just, I call it a hybrid gym because you can do everything. You can either basic stuff or just walk on the treadmill and leave, everything. Just to help, just to get back to my community. That's where I went to high school at.
So what's the name of your gym?
Dre's Elite Fitness. Dre's Elite Fitness. My name, yeah. Okay. So Dre's and Elite Fitness.
Nice, man. So you got the gym. And then tell us a little bit about the acting, unless you don't want to get into that.
No, I can talk about it. So acting is just, it's pretty much on the side. I'm starting to do that more because the gym takes care of itself. So I'm gonna have a place here and in California. So I'll go back and forth so I can be in person auditioning there instead of doing self-tapes here, because it's better to have a in-person, like shake hands and talk like that, and I can give them my monologues in person, and just a better connection with directors and producers. That's actually very easy for me to answer. That's my whole reason I do all of it and I think the reason is it works how it does. So everything I've done, even when I lost my faith, I didn't really lose it, but I wasn't going to church or anything. I realized that it's because I wasn't on his path. I was trying to do it my way. And as soon as I was okay, I gave my heart to him, everything. I said, okay, you show me the path. I'll walk it no matter how hard it is, or no matter if I don't even want to do it at all. And right then, doors started opening up. I said, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. And then acting, I got into that, and now I'm in one of the most prestigious acting schools right now. And I think it's for when I get a stage to proclaim and people are watching me, and like I have like an audience to say in such a toxic place like Hollywood. And then they say, oh, that's Andre, I wonder how he got there. And then I say, I got here because the Lord brought me here. And that'll be like my reasoning. And that's what pushes me to do it.
I think it was for me, for sure. Because I'm a go-getter. Like I don't know how to rest, which is good and bad. But yeah, and so he's like, oh, I have my gym and I'm doing this. I'm like, okay, all right, okay. You're doing things, all right. Like, you have like you could see he's very passionate about what he does and he loves it. And so that drew me to him, and I really like that.
And I was big on, actually, it's kind of bad, but not bad. But I told her like not to work at Gateway, pretty much. Because I was like, you have so much potential in your nonprofit, and I can take care of you. So if you want to, I'll take care of everything else so you can push on that and grow that, and with have no holdbacks. You can do it as much as you want to and get the word out there, because I know it's going to work once people hear about it. So I wanted to give her that option.
I love him.
It was, I've been through a lot to make a decision like that. A lot looking out, people are like, that's not like, but I'm where I'm at now. So I own my own house, I own my own business, and now I'm gonna do acting. I'm like, I'm not out looking for hookups and just to be like, I'm too strong in my faith to even try to do that. I was like, I need somebody in my life that's very good with the Lord and like will help me even further my love for him. And then I met her and I was like, so that's it. And so I knew being with her would like just strengthen my bond with the Lord even more. And so it was just an easy. I was like, this is her. And he showed me that. I was like, yeah. I didn't want to wait. I was like, oh, let me just take her off the menu real quick.
Off the menu. Yes.
Kind of. No.
Kind of. He'll be out working for 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I'm like, I can't do that. I cannot do that.
She does her own thing.
Yeah, we're kind of there at the same time. Train me.
I tried to.
Sign me up again. Train me again.
It's got the challenges, but I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. Because I want to be very. I don't want that because it's really not that. What's the word? Materialistic. That's not a big deal. So I'm trying to make her whatever she needs, I try to get it done for her. Like we're doing the backyard. I've made her a little office area so she can do her nonprofit stuff in her own little space. And
okay,
it's all true.
I'm taking a long time. It's not at her standards. I could be going faster, but yeah, we're getting there slowly though.
Yeah.
It's made me appreciate it more. And it makes me work harder, but it gives me more of a drive to. I already had it there, and I already had the passion, but I have even more. Now I want to do double of what I've been doing. I want to go to church. I want to have Bible reading time, and just want to do more.
Yeah, that's definitely been something we've even talked about it too. Because I was single like majority of my 20s, like in dating, going on dates. First boyfriend at 28, and just like. You know, I was kind of a late bloomer, I guess, in certain aspects. So it's been a challenge because I'm used to doing everything on my own, like not having to ask someone or check in and, hey, I'm gonna go do this. And now I'm like, okay, I should probably run it by him or ask him before I decide to do something because we're a team. Like it's not just the Katie show anymore. Like there's a whole other human being who has his own hurts and traumas and concerns and feelings and thoughts that I have to take into consideration. I can't be selfish like I was before, like at all. Like that's not fair, and that's not what the covenant that I took in front of God, in front of all those people means anymore. So it's been an adjustment for sure, but there's so much I know I need to learn and get better at too. So, but the Bible, that has all the answers. So
but the way we do things that we found, there's not like I do this but I never wanted to make her like under me ever. Like I respect her just as much. Like she's the same as me. Like so there's no I'm doing too much. I try to take over things so it's easier on her too. I don't want her ever to think that she has to do something because I think I'm bigger or something. Like we're the same. I put her on the same pedestal as I'm on.
We didn't finish. Because we got married before the classes.
We did do what
concluded.
We tried to do the classes on our own, but it was like a fill in the blank, so we didn't have the actual answers. We tried to do it the best we could. But we did it we did have little car dates, and or if we were eating dinner, we're like, okay, we didn't go to this class, let's do this while we talk. So we try to get it, but we do that was a big marriage counseling. I recommend that too for people that watch this.
For sure.
Because all the arguments that I thought would be a problem, they're not, because I just go back to, okay, well, I'm clearly either the reason I'm mad at this is probably because of something else that happened back in my past. I'm not really mad at you. Then like it makes you think about it. So when you get mad, it's like, oh, I'm not really mad. Then it just kind of just fills it out, and then we're fine. Mine would be, it's on my arm. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, and that means like all kinds of negative things and anything that Satan would bring upon me, which like things like that. Like if I'm feeling, I don't know if I want to do it, this is getting kind of hard, that's him. and then that's a weapon, and I just gotta remember that. It's just a test, and I won't fail that.
Okay.
I mean, it's so simple, but just love one another. Like, that's the greatest commandment that God gave all of us, is to love. And for me, the way I show love is acts of service and serving. So I'm like, oh, I don't really feel like doing this, or oh, this is happening. Like the minor things, it's like, no, just serve him, honor him, respect him, like as a wife, but as a person and best friend too. And just, you know, don't get bogged down on the little things. Like, think about the overall commitment and covenant that you made to each other. So I'm just like, just gotta love him, even though that might look different. Like, I don't know, listening to him even though I don't totally agree with what he's saying, or just giving him his space, or I don't know, buying him a drink from Sonic on the way home from the gym. Like, just loving him in good ways. Advice.
My advice would be, let it go, because you never know. Time is not promised. The only thing now is promised. You fight. People always say, "I'll be back," but no one told you that. No, you don't know if you're gonna be back. It might be to the mailbox, but it's not. Nothing's worth the love of your life to be argued. So just let the little things slide off, let them bounce off, and just remember that y'all are one.
For me, especially for people who have been single for a while, or they've been single longer than they have wanted to be single, like for me, I'm super, super grateful that I went through and like worked on the hard stuff, and whether that was going to therapy, talking to a family friend, a sister about stuff that I'm struggling with, like really getting out like the knots and like the hurts and like the bad things I was holding in my heart and just in my soul, like before you get married to another person, because you're going to bring that over into your marriage too. Like just working on being healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, like all the things, like that's so important. And of course you're never going to be 100% ready for marriage. Like no, that's not happening. But just truly working on yourself and reminding yourself like it's not about you anymore. Like I have to be a better person for me, for my family, for my husband, and just like preparing yourself adequately for marriage. Because that's a lot.
Yeah.
But good.
We're good, yes. 100%.